Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Chris and I are back as we discuss Attack of the Killer Chickens, the movie, directed by Genevieve Rossi. It's the dawn of a new age, a chicken age. Humans have been dominant species for far too long. The chickens have come home to roost, and they're not clucking around. That's about the last good thing I'm going to say about this movie.
Yeah, you make it sound much better than it actually was.
That's what sold me. I read that. I looked at the
That's a
I
great.
looked at the cover and I thought, I'm in. This sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's a hilarious tagline. And yeah, and then I started the movie and I was like, wow, I think Colin's mad at me for something.
I think I hate it. I think I'm self-loathing as well. I think I hate it myself. Like we'll have the most awful, cringiest of intros. Like this isn't even bargain basement Elvira. This is like knockoff factory. Broke the mold. Don't ever make that one again. Something's went wrong. Completely destroy the batch. Elvira attempt.
Yeah, it was very, very like a college intern or an intern project. It was very. I'm okay with low budget, but it really felt like not a lot of effort was put in, and I don't know. I guess that's kind of like the feel of a trauma movie, and I know a lot of people like it, but
Well,
it's for me. It's just
you've
yeah.
reviewed the trauma movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You've actually reviewed the actual trauma movies, so this
no, it didn't do it for me. This isn't my cup of tea, as the kids say. No one says that, but yeah. But it's good, it's we checked it off, we got it out of we did it. We
it's
endured
like
it.
a rite of passage, isn't it? You have to do an absolutely god awful, terrible movie every so often, and this is what gives indie movies a bad name.
Yeah, for sure. Even like their cuts, it's like they weren't finished like with when they do like they cut back to the person watching the movie.
Yeah,
and like even that seemed like they didn't cut it correctly.
You've seen the Elvira show, haven't you?
No,
not the movies, but the actual Elvira show. So basically,
yeah.
There's a few of them. It's just so spooky person does the intro, plays a movie, and then they sort of pop in every so often and make a commentary about it.
Yeah,
so like us doing what we do, but having the movie playing, and then we'd sort of jump in and go blah 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 back to the movie.
Right.
Except this is terrible.
Yeah. Like I said, it was like a student project film, and it was just it just came off as like, if they're not putting the effort in, why am I watching it?
I have never heard of Genevieve Rossi before.
No.
And I'd be quite happy if I never heard about her again.
Agreed.
Like, she is gnarly. She just, one of them people that just rubs you up the wrong way. Like, nah, I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's really not working.
Yeah.
If she has a fan base, fair play to us, each their own. But
yeah,
not for me, thank you.
Yeah, she came off like she thought she was all that. Like she had that attitude where I think she even called herself the self-appointed scream queen.
Yeah.
Like, what? Really?
And you're just like, no. And like her intro and stuff's bad enough. Like, it's bad. But then she's acting as well. And, well, I say acting, she's on screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
The act would imply that there's actually scenes that have a storyline and dialogue. I don't know what the hell this was.
No, there was clearly no script. So they saved money that way, and fair play to them for saving money. But it's a funny premise that you could do something with, and they just didn't make the attempt to do anything with it.
So the only one I can liken this to, because it's not a trauma movie, because even trauma movie has a central, you can tell it's deliberately acting low budget and trashy, but there's still a bit of fun to it. There's Rib Spreader by Dick Dale. Well, it's a similar sort of punk, anti-establishment, guerrilla type movie. but that was so much more fun, and
Yeah.
there's actually bit of world building went on, and then
Yeah. The previous trauma movies that we reviewed, I at least laughed a few times during the
yeah,
during the movie. This lacked a sense of fun, or if they were trying for it, it's just not my type of comedy.
no, it's not mine either. It's not even toilet humor. It's like
Yeah,
it's like somebody who's been told what toilet humor is, who has no sense of humor whatsoever, and they're trying it.
yeah, yeah. And
Like,
maybe you have to be baked, to watch this. Maybe it would have been funnier that way. I don't know, because I like stupid stuff. I
here,
mean, Leprechaun, Leprechauns in Vegas, Leprechauns in space. Like I'm down for it. It's fun, but this just seemed like I don't know. None of the jokes landed for me. Chickens fucking each other. Like okay. I mean, I guess it sounds like on paper it could be funny,
oh,
but not.
because I had to get the word cock in, because ha 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 ha,
Yeah,
and that was like getting slapped right in the face with a wet fish. Like that wasn't even funny. It was just oh yeah, and you knew it was coming,
yeah, yeah,
and it was delivered just as badly. Of yeah, I said the word, ha, laugh, ha, no.
yeah. Exactly. And it's a funny premise because I think every creature known to man has been the villain or the monster in a horror movie. Obviously, birds, sharks with jaws, the birds.
Yeah.
These are famous.
Black
We
sheep.
have, yeah, yeah,
That film is hilarious. And it's about killer sheep in New Zealand.
yeah. So there's a way to do it. It's funny to take the chickens, which are one of the most common animals on Earth and one of the least intimidating, and make them the monster. There's a fun premise
have you been
here.
around chickens?
Not many lives. Sometimes at the farm, I take the kids to the farm, something like
They
that.
will mess you up.
Yeah,
Seriously, if they start go, they'll actually have a go at you.
Yeah, I can see. The fact that they they don't seem that fast. Maybe they are at when they're running top speed or something like that.
Have you seen Rocky too?
Oh yeah. It just seems like you could easily avoid them.
Yeah. And the chicken costumes, the there was no effort put in that whatsoever.
No. Yeah, I could buy in.
Toys.
Yeah, and I could buy into the stupidest, idea, and I could really lose myself for that hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the costumes they put no effort at all into it, and yeah, it just takes you out of it. It's like I'm trying to work with you, but you got to give me a little something as a viewer for me to work with.
Yeah, this would have been the one that I've switched off if it wasn't for the review.
Yeah,
it would have been off.
Yeah,
nah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, the effects, like the green screen in this, is diabolical.
Yeah.
I'm talking my first ever videos on Movie Maker bad.
Yeah, this was filmed with like a handheld camera from like the 90s. That's what it looks like. It's a student project, which the one good thing I'll give it is it was only a little bit over an hour long.
Yeah, that was time because I was even counting that down, going, "Is this over yet?"
Yeah. So at least they didn't, try to stretch it to a 90-minute type of thing.
Like my brain is already defragmenting as we're going through this review.
Yeah,
trying to clear the spot and remove where it was.
I'm definitely dumber for having seen this movie.
Yeah, I feel like I've lost something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to do that sort of punk style. Like I said, it's they're trying to do the punk style of the trauma stuff and Rib Spreader, but they just don't have a clue. And I've no desire to see anything else she's directed her in.
Yeah.
Or that crowd. It seems to be it's like a crowd. They probably all make films and all jump on each other's films and stuff, and I have just no interest. That's like, yeah. No thanks.
I want to, support indie filmmaking, And there are ones that are done with a sense of fun and
Acrostar.
craftsmanship. I was just going to say Acrostar is a great example. I'll support them before I'll support anything that this person does again. Yeah.
Even Calvin stuff, 7th Street. The stuff that we've slagged off, we still had fun doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
Like even thinking about this movie, I just felt like I've wasted our time.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, how did you know? You know, like I said, that's a great tagline they had. It sounds fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's don't judge a book by cover, but that's the risk you take, isn't it? And people are so risk averse now. Of I might watch a terrible movie as if their world's going to come to an end, and they'll spend 5 hours on social media going flick, 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 over there'll be 30-second videos.
Yeah.
At least I'm prepared to take a hit.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to comedy. I feel like comedy is so subjective. I can't listen to a review or read a review and even if the review bashes it, say, okay, I won't waste my time watching it, because my sense of humor seems to be so different than a lot of reviewers and critical reviews, especially. So I would even if I read terrible reviews, or if someone watching this is going to say, oh, maybe I won't watch it, try it. I mean, maybe this is your sense of humor,
Well, this is where I said it's important to get to know your reviewer.
Yeah.
That's because I'm not going to change. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. You know what you like. You know what you don't like.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, there's movies we can disagree on and stuff, and that's all part of it. It doesn't mean we're right or wrong. That's what I'm trying to get away from this. Everyone jumps in a bandwagon. We love this movie, and people jump in the other bandwagon. Well, if you like it, we don't.
Right. Yeah.
That's another nonsense. But if people cannot agree with me, but still use me as a guide, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because if they don't agree with me, they know if I like something, they probably won't. Or if they know I don't like something, they probably will. If somebody agrees, gets where I'm about and agrees with me, then it's take my recommendations. I think the important thing as a reviewer is to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. You could only put up a farce for so long. Yeah.
And I have to be honest here. It's like, I wanted to like this. I like the title, the tagline, the artwork had me all on board. Like, I was thinking of a horror version of Hard to Duck or something.
Yeah,
that's what it was. That's what I had in my head of, like, Hard to Duck, but he's on the rampage, and he's brought his friends.
Yeah.
That's not what you get. And then,
hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Oh yeah. No! I hope you didn't watch this because of us,
he saw the title of this.
Oh, the title.
This is one of our public service announcements of don't watch this. We're watching it so you don't have to.
Exactly.
And then they do a weird time lapse thing, because it starts off like there's no plot, there's no storyline, it's just scenes.
Yeah. This is where I hate my brain, because I do need, like Michael says, I need to know more. I need to know more when I'm watching this. Like, where do the chickens come from? Why are they attacking people and stuff like that? And I can get into the why in a little bit. I don't want to, use it up so early, but they don't give you much. You're right. You're left having to scramble, as it was, to try to figure out what the heck is going on in this thing.
Yeah, and we've got the ship basically launching the Kinder eggs.
Yeah,
inserts.
That's what it looked like. It went on forever. It's amazing there was that many people involved in this movie.
Yeah.
It was like a 10-minute intro.
Yeah, it is a new movie, actually. It's a new indie production, and it's
2022.
If you really feel that inclined, the link's in the description. You can go and have a look at it. But
it's not a long movie, at least, Michael. So if you do check it out, at least it has that going for it. I think it was 2022.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so relatively new. Yeah, within the last 3 years for
yeah.
sure.
It's like I said, it's just one popped up because we're just looking for random stuff that they throw into the mix.
Yeah, yeah,
Because obviously we're doing a lot of franchises, and it's just nice to throw an old movie in here now and again, just to.
yeah. I like the idea of it. Yeah.
So, in case you haven't noticed, Genevieve has a pair of tits.
They definitely focus on that, and that's
That's the extent of her character.
that's
That's her
basic.
personality.
Yeah, yeah. And they found a whole bunch of ways to focus on that. I think there's a good 17 minutes focused around that of the 90-minute movie.
Yeah. At least the man didn't have to look at her nose, because holy shit, what's going on there?
Wow.
That's like three different shapes at once.
Yeah, that's true too.
I'm just like, nah. Like I said, this is somebody who's just rubbed me up the wrong way. I'm just like, nah, not
I was just gonna say her nose didn't bother me as much as her personality. She just
well, I'm gonna obviously be a dick.
Yeah.
Because why not?
No, she just was. If she's the protagonist, then I'm rooting for the chickens. Yeah.
And you know what? It's not even a fun movie where you can root for the chickens either. Because they're shit.
So, I think Michael has the best had a better story premise than I did. That this
believe it or not, that's actually the theme of this is a vegan movie. Believe it or not, this is actually what happens with vegans. I bet you these are all vegan in real life. This is a vegan movie.
Yeah.
This is a vegan religious. You know those religious movies that are just shit, but it's about preaching the religion. This is a preachy movie to preach veganism.
Oh, that definitely.
Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a powerful.
Oh, they were definitely hammering that point home. The idea was that because humans eat chickens, that it's time for the chickens to get revenge and pay them back in spades. And now the chickens are eating humans. So if you're a vegan and you stay away from chicken, then the world would have been saved. That's clearly the message somehow mixed into this terrible delivery system.
I am planning about that's already on the watch list. We will be doing that because that is just cheesy fun.
Like the original from the
50s, the original.
Yeah, sure.
Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes as well, isn't it? There's two of them.
Okay, I don't think I've seen either.
It's cheesy fun,
yeah.
But this isn't. And yeah, this sexual comedy, sexual humor, you need innuendo. You need to have clever language. That's what the Carry On films that does sexual humor so well. Because it's all about playing with the language. Double entendres, I said it, but I didn't say it, sort of thing. Nudge, wink, wink, all that kind of stuff. These people are just. This is somebody who come to you about. You want to fuck? Not even hello, no titillation, nothing. Just you want to fuck?
Yeah,
right the back. Up against the wall.
Yeah,
that's the extent of these people's lives. Just limited individuals.
Right.
That's it. That's all they are. I'm really struggling here with this review.
Yeah, it's 100% right, because we've seen it done well in so many movies. I mean, like the James Bond movies, they had a character named Pussy Galore, and it's funny, and it's innuendo, it's fun. And this is right. This is literally the chickens, all of a sudden get human genitalia and then just go after it, and or the characters, they don't even like you said, there's no foreplay. They just go right into just doing it. It felt like a bad porn movie. That's really what I felt like this was.
At no point was I even like, well, hey.
No. Yeah.
I just didn't feel it.
I was waiting for the pizza delivery guy to show up with the extra sausage on the pizza, but it never happened.
Yeah.
It had that kind of the feel of a badly filmed porn movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I just would no fun. Like, there's no fun in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they looked up the word fun in the dictionary and thought, oh, is that what it is? And yeah, if they're all, it wouldn't surprise me if these were all vegans. That wouldn't surprise me. Because they're not making, they're too serious about it. They're not making fun of vegans.
Yeah.
I think they're actually being serious. So
they 100% were serious. That was the ridiculous message, is that if you eat meat and especially chickens, that they're going to come back and rule the world. So
yeah.
which is probably not going to happen.
No. But look at movies like Bad Taste. You know what I mean? They're fun.
Yeah.
And you're laughing and going along. Like, we can name 100 movies that are cheesy, gory, lots of sexual innuendo, borderline just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and not just obviously the ones we have covered, but I mean, across the channel, you can see various movies in this sort of genre that is trying to do. It's done so much better. And you actually find yourself very forgiving of mistakes and limitations of budget. This, I have no forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll try to bring some fun into it. So I was watching the movie Good Friend, and I was like, why are the chickens doing what they're doing? And what exactly is going on? Because they're acting very strange. They're not acting like their typical chicken, as you might have noticed. So believe it or not, despite this movie's best efforts, it actually got me thinking.
Well, at least somebody was, because nobody was thinking writing a script. I think we know what time it is.
That's right, my friend. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's a theory. Chris. Chris's crazy theory.
We have put more effort into our props department than this movie has.
So this movie deserves my hat to be ridiculously crooked.
Yeah,
I'm going with it. I'm going with it.
Oh God, this was actually, that sort of half and half the hair. Oh God, I could do something with this. Like I'm shaping my berry. Yeah, this. Good luck.
This definitely put me to the test. You tested me with this one, but I did start thinking, like, okay, the premise is that these are futuristic space chickens, right? And humans supposedly evolved from monkey-like creatures, right? So what's to say that in another planet somewhere that the chickens weren't the creature to evolve? Why did it have to be similar to us? And who are we to say what could happen on another planet? So this first image kind of demonstrates that. So again, this is the Darwin's theory of evolution. If you're not religious based, this is what people think may have happened. So who's to say that futuristic space chickens couldn't have evolved and come to Earth? So I was in at this point.
That's better.
Yeah. This makes
where you find out, but that is 100 times better than the movie. God, if I had done that, I'd have been on board.
Oh, this is from my nightmares after this movie. I just can't. I woke up and I drew this. So thank you for doing that to me. But I started to notice the chickens didn't actually start attacking right away, if you notice. In fact, even this ridiculous space chicken was perfectly, fine. If anything, if you notice, he's smiling. He's happy. So this is the first time we're introduced to a space chicken in the movie. And he's perfectly docile. He's just hanging out with them. He's smiling. And they even said he must have wandered over from the chicken house next door. Nothing untowards about the behavior of the chicken. right? Until she makes this joke, unless you're looking for some chicken tonight, like to cook them, to eat them. And that's when the chicken fights back and starts to bite her, to try to eat her. And that's when they attack the chicken. And this is what got me thinking, because the chicken was really kind of just mimicking the behavior that he saw. And it continues. I have many more examples. These people here, some great acting was done here.
Oh,
She's
God.
like
PTSD.
I'm reliving it for you. I'm so sorry. But there's these prostitutes here, and then the very next scene we see is the chicken mimicking what he's seeing. And so he's saying, "Hey lady, how about some cock?" Right? Because that's what he's hearing. That is the dialogue that he's experiencing. I don't expect that the chickens talk like this in space or on their home planet, but this is what they're finding here. So they're just repeating it like a toddler would when they're first learning, the language. They don't actually know what they're saying. They're just repeating, or like a parrot or something along those lines. Same thing here. They are talking to these.
Wrote a better script.
These people are talking about an orgy, so of course that's what the space chickens repeat.
Can
again.
we join in? Oh, God.
So it's just mimicking. It's just repeating back, regurgitating, as it were, what they're hearing. These people here are about to start a gang war. Do you see any chickens attacking? No. But once they start attacking each other, second later, that's when the chickens start attacking. So again, this is not their normal behavior. They're just seeing what the humans are doing, and they're repeating it. Same thing here. No chicken is attacking when this guy is about to beat up this guy for his money. And once the chickens see that, that's when they attack. So again, it's repeated throughout the movie. They're mimicking the behavior that they're seeing. There's a barroom brawl with this guy, so that's why they start punching. They don't start biting. He was punching, so they were punching. Same thing here in the scene with the the hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
They only start attacking when they start cooking the fried chicken, and then they start mimicking the language and everything like that. So we're seeing it repeated throughout the movie. I don't think the chickens play poker in space, right? This is all about, this is what they've seen since they've landed here. So they're just doing it. I don't think there's a thought involved. That I don't think they're evil per se. I think again they're just mimicking it. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah.
There was this great guy. He explains
this is disgusting. Let's take a look at it. That wasn't even funny the first time. By the time he does it about 50 times, you're like, oh, fucking just shoot me, please.
Yeah. His death scene needed to be at the very beginning of the movie.
Real?
But he says they've altered the reproductive genetic makeup, which is causing them to procreate. So they have the ability to morph their body and to change. I won't show you the scene that comes next after this of the two chickens in the hotel room going after it, because frankly it's traumatizing and I won't sleep again for a month. But this is really the biggest proof for me that this is what's going on. Look, when we first see the chickens at the beginning of the movie, this is the space chicken. Notice how the coloring of it, completely white, like a blank slate, right? They are not
like the director's head.
Like the director's head. But they are not the angry chickens. I don't see any kind of like blood coming out of the mouth or anything like that. The eyes are completely blank. It's completely blank slate, almost like an unmolded clay. So they were not evil. It's only when they came to Earth and saw the behavior of the humans that they then reflected. Perhaps they even think that this is how humans act and this is their way of communicating with them. So they may not even realize that what they're doing is quote unquote evil per se. And this is a great example of it. When they have they have the child at the end, again, they're mimicking the behavior. So they created a child that's half chicken and half human as a way of mimicking the behavior that they see. This is the ultimate reflection of that.
We'll get to that because that was the final insult.
So that is why my theory is the space chickens weren't killers. They were merely mimicking the behavior they saw. The humans are the real killers. And that is my theory.
Do you know what? You tried, man. That was a monumental task. That was a monumental task. Like, fair play to you. Like that must have hurt your brain trying to bring logic into this.
It sure did.
God, that was. We don't pay this guy enough. We need to get that sorted out. Anyway, there you go, folks.
It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's Chris's theory. Chris's Chris. Chris's crazy theory.
Oh, I gotta go this way.
Yeah. Well, you should put me references like little glue dots on the monitor for chin
Yeah.
Dude, that was more thought that was put into this utter shite.
That was for you, Michael. That was for you, buddy. Now Michael has an idea of what he could avoid.
See, Michael is. I think he knows where we're heading because I've already pointed. Chris has not experienced critters. He has not had the fun of the kites in his life, and I plan to change that with 4 movies. I think, this is one of these micro budget sort of. I don't know what the hell this is. It really, if you turn this in, if this was a student project and you turned this in as your project, I think you should be failed, kicked out, and told never to actually banned from making movies. You
would definitely get an F, and you'd also get a trip to the psychologist, to the school psychologist.
No, there's not even anything. It's not even anything twisted. Like, this is kids have been more inventive with toilet humor.
Yeah,
this is just brain dead. I was just doing shocks for shock's sake. Like, we'll have the lesbian scene, and just because, that's funny, isn't it? You like that.
Yeah.
The cat turd scene.
Oh my god, that.
Wow.
Yeah. So for those at home, I hope I'm not spoiling the plot, but there's a scene.
Good luck finding it. If you find the plot, please tell us, because we searched.
We did search, but there's a scene where there's a character that just eats up the cat's poop. No explanation. No, nothing to do with whatever the storyline is. And that's a good minute of screen time devoted to that.
It's not even like, off to make you go, it's just, blah, blah, look at this is disgusting. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
You're shocking.
I guess that's what the point was, is just to shock the viewer, but we were already shocked by the quality of what we're watching.
Yeah, we're already desensitized.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this thing, like, it's just a turd on the screen, just something snap one off. In fact, that would probably have more context to it.
Maybe that was the point. This is a manifestation of what the rest of the movie is.
Yeah.
Just us eating the cat turd.
Yeah, that's it. Because you're not coming back for seconds.
No.
There's no way I ever. She's going on the shit list. She's going on the shit list of directors. I think she should go beside Ridley, Jordan, and David. Like, I feel just fucking annoyed by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it goes into the whole vegan bounty hunters, and this is where it becomes a religious movie.
Yeah, they tried to shoehorn that in like halfway through. Yeah.
You know those sort of movies I'm talking about, don't you?
Definitely. I feel like there's most movies like that nowadays where they it's really just a message and then
No,
they
what I
have
mean, the
to-
actual religious movies where they're. Have you ever watched one of those?
like how? What do you mean?
Like proper Christian religious movies. So it's like it's a movie, but it's all about preaching.
Yeah.
I'll have to find one and dig it out and show you.
I feel like I have, yeah.
You probably have when you've watched one. Like it'll appear on a Sunday afternoon sometimes back in the day, and it's just purely it's made by one of the churches that are just using it, and it's sort of a plot, and it just feels so stale. Like Christian rock.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
stale. It's horrible. It doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. Pretty much like a cat turd. This is vegan rock. This is vegan movie making. This is actually vegan preaching. This is what happens when the religion of veganism gets its parable,
Right.
and it's that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But vegans also happen to be blue hairs, so yeah, they're going to be like that, and they've no talent.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with it if the whole movie was that, and at least was crafted well, and it had like some jokes in it, and if they wanted to make the whole movie about that vegan bounty hunter guy, at least it would have been consistent. But instead, it was shoehorned in.
Do you know who did the vegan joke better? Brad. Who do you call him? Played Superman. He's in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You know who I'm talking about?
No. Let me look it up. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, Vegan Todd. Like that was funny.
Yeah, I remember the character, but I'm forgetting.
He played Superman. Superman Returns. You'll know him once you hear the name, it'll pop into your head. You know who I'm talking about. But
yeah,
that was funny. That was tongue in cheek, and got it.
Oh, Brandon Routh. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Brandon Routh.
Gotcha.
Yes, there we go. Right, that was funny.
Gotcha.
This isn't.
Yeah.
This is actually taking itself seriously.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah.
And I'm just noping out.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This movie could have done with some CGI. In fact, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Digital Blood would have been better than what they did. And I actually feel dirty. I feel unclean for saying those words. But Digital Blood would have made this better. CGI chickens would have made this better. I never thought I'd find myself saying those words ever.
I mean, we've seen, like cheap puppetry. We've watched the 7 Tremors movies and the Tremors TV show, but there's a way to do it. You use certain angles. There's just a craft put into it, effort put into it, where you could get away with almost any, puppet and still have it be effective. And this just put no effort. Like you could basically see the hand coming out, and maybe that was their thing. They wanted it to look low budget. They wanted it to be campy. But if you're gonna be campy, you got to be funny. You have to have
a sense of fun. You can't. It's not even about being like a comedic genius.
Yeah,
you have to have a sense of fun, and we've always said that. If there's a sense of fun on screen, it translates.
Yes,
and you get on board. Leprechaun 3, I think, is a perfect example of recent times.
Yeah.
Of you got what they were selling because you felt, and you can't quantify it. Like, you can't take it to a committee. You can't boil it up. You can't distill it. It's just sometimes things click, and when the cast and crew click, and they're all on the same page, it really does translate on the screen, and everything else falls into the background. Any limitations doesn't matter because everyone's on going the same direction. This was fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't.
It was tough. It was tough to get through.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's Phantasm. There's a strange franchise that starts off as pure horror and descends into sort of trippy time travel stuff. And is it a dream? Isn't it a dream? And the whole thing is Reggie trying to get his end away through 5 movies. In the 5, Robbie, was the 5th one?
I haven't seen those.
Yeah, there's 5. I think there's 5 movies in total. Yeah, and that's always the joke. But Reggie does become the hero, but he still can't get laid because every time something goes wrong, and that was a running joke. And then managed to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the vegan bounty hunter going around, putting people in cages because I'm inside the chickens now, and even the dialogue, the way they deliver it, is just horrible.
Yeah. And it made no sense because the chickens, they said that they were using humans as food. So when they ran out of the people that were meat eaters, who do you think they're going to eat next?
Yeah.
They're going to eat the vegan guy too. So for him, it just, I don't know. It made no sense. But at this point, my brain was off. So it just
the only one that was making an effort in this was Lloyd Kaufman when he did his cameo.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he wrote his own script, or just spitballed it.
So he was like the creator of Trauma, right?
Yeah, he's a Trauma, yeah. Trauma Studios.
So Toxic Avenger, that's all
Toxic
him.
Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki Man, Class of Nukem High.
Okay, that's all him.
The whole ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he appears, does a cameo. And he probably thought, yeah, this will be fun, it's silly. Yeah, and it'll be just inserted. I don't think he realized he was going to be the shining beacon in this movie. Somebody actually trying. Because nobody else was.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have anti-talent? You have matter and anti-matter. I think there's talent and anti-talent because these people all have anti-talent.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
They've nothing. It's right. And then
that's a good way to put it. Anti-talent.
They go into the whole veganism thing, and yeah, I'm zoning out. I'm like going snore. I just can't, and I'm like, oh, right, I'm back. Okay, another disjointed scene. What am I going to hold on to here?
They definitely saved money by not having an editor. The scenes were disjointed, and those cut scenes of Giovanna
she
Rossi
just pops up randomly in it,
and then it's not even like edited correctly, where it like cuts her off like right before. It's very strange.
Yeah. Oh, I think somebody just buzzed Chris. Yeah. When you've got people that legitimately don't care, it shows.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I reckon we could. I reckon if a few of us got together and did something, I would overthink it.
I would definitely come up with some crazy ideas. My problem is I'd probably have like 20 different like ideas, and you guys would have to like edit me down. Like, okay, Chris, let's just focus on one idea. I was like, oh, but what if this does this, and what if it goes like this? It's like, no, just one idea. Stick to one idea.
Yeah,
and let's make one movie.
I would take a long time. I would really hurt myself, because I'd be worrying because I've reviewed so many movies and times I have been harsh. But I'm only harsh, I think, when it deserves it.
Yeah.
And this deserves it. But I'd never want to be that, I wouldn't have any excuses, would I, to make something bad.
Michael brings up a good point, though. I was just thinking, like, would you have more fun, Colin, as the like in front of the camera part if we were to make a movie? If like Michael and us and just the people from Horrorific podcast, if everyone got together and we made a movie, what part would you enjoy the most?
Oh, because I don't have main character syndrome. Like you see me in my the role playing sort of streams. I don't have main character syndrome. I like to have a moment, as in, oh, here's a good scene. It's not about me, so I'm happy. I'm just as happy to step back, and I would like to see a scene come together. I regret. I would love to have got into special effects. That's something I think I would. I should have left home and not joined the army and like went and just worked for a studio or something and got into special effects. I should have done something like that because I think that's something I would really get into, like props, costumes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's all behind the camera stuff. And you know me, I like putting things together. I think you've seen it, like with the channel and with like the anthology stuff. I like to take elements and I like to put it into something.
Yeah, you do a great job with that stuff.
As opposed to, oh, here's me. Like Genevieve, she is obnoxious.
Yes.
It's all me, and like that cutscene and somebody's wearing a t-shirt with her on it and stuff, and you're just like, fuck off. Just stop.
Yeah.
You're not selling. I'm not buying what you're selling.
Yeah. 100%. I think I would like to write the movie and maybe have like one cameo or just for comedic effect, like my character and what we do in the shadows. I do like just having those one or two moments of just being silly and getting a laugh, but I wouldn't want to be a major focus of the movie. I would leave that to the rest of the crew, but I think it would be fun to write the story or at least have as a contributor. I do like the team aspect. I like the teamwork. So I wouldn't want to be the sole writer of a movie, but I would like to be part of a writing team that created a movie and then have everyone else.
It'd be all part of it's more the process, isn't it? It's more here's a mad concept and then it becoming something.
Yeah, the collaboration is fun. Yeah. Definitely I would have a good death scene. Yeah. If it was a horror movie.
I think we'd all want that. We'd all want a good death scene, It's be so much fun.
I would have to die from like a ridiculous reason. Like even if there was like a killer chicken, like I would like slip on some scrambled eggs and I wouldn't want to die. I wouldn't want to die by chicken when everyone else is.
The chicken lays an egg and you choke on it or something.
Oh, you choked on a chicken? Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the eyeball scene.
Yeah.
You're one of us, aren't you? Eat the eyeball. And the eyeball has like blood in it, which is like, that's not how eyeballs work.
No.
That
whole character. Sorry, that whole character was so basically for you viewers at home, a guy dresses up like a chicken to try to fool the space chickens into thinking he's one of them. And then they put him through the test because he's got to eat human parts to show that he's actually a space chicken. Regardless of the fact that he still has his human face, obviously, because it's just a costume. The fact that he's 10 times their size, it's I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to just buy into the fun of it, but it's not fun the way they portray it. It's not. There's no jokes.
Crass.
It's just crass. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I don't think we're snobs.
No.
About certain things, but I think anyone that's been in the chat, we're pretty down to earth people.
Yeah.
So when I'm sticking my nose up at these fucking idiots because I just don't feel them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no legging or whatever. Just if I never encountered them again in my life, I wouldn't be unhappy. And then they committed the biggest crime because obviously they're stealing stuff from Toxic Avenger. They're stealing, not even stealing hard deduct, but they're bastardizing the idea. But when they steal the Star Child plot from V, that was unforgivable.
I never saw it, but that was the idea. They had to have a
child with the alien. Yeah, the lizards and the human mated, and they created the Star Child. You had psychic abilities and stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that didn't work for me. Like that was a very odd looking creature. The half chicken, half human.
It was just meant to be disgusting and shocking. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
You know,
They got the disgusting part right.
Yeah. But, yeah. Plucky, Plucky the hybrid. How does it? They made the new Toxic Avenger movie. That's the one with Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, they just
shelved it, and another studio's bought it, so they're putting it out.
They're now going to release it this year. I don't think there's an exact release date, but they just said 2025.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. But yeah. We watched all the other ones. I mean, I might as well. But yeah, from what you saw, I know you don't like Peter Dinklage, but what else made you? Dick. Yeah, but what else besides him makes you worried about it?
Well, that's basically it. He's in.
Oh, okay.
I think it's too late. You know, they'd already, like, when we watched the fourth one, Citizen Toxie, like, it was done. In my opinion, you know, to me that they couldn't really go any further.
Yeah,
you know, it was always just going to be a rehash. Like, just leave it alone. It was Toxic Avenger was a thing of its time.
Yeah,
and it's good to look at as a thing of its time, but it doesn't belong to it. Like, it doesn't belong.
Yeah,
and redoing it, I just don't see. And yeah, I've seen some of his attempts at comedy, and it's like, nah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, but yeah, him, yeah, he's a nurse, so
yeah.
And yeah, the movie ended, and I can't remember how it ended.
You know, it just kind of it ended with Plucky, the half human, half chicken, and the dad human just like dancing in a field together, which, you know, as I say it sounds funny, but I assure you, if you watch the movie, it is not.
Like, you could they put more effort into the marketing and the, you know, because you're just thinking 80s video store.
Yeah.
You go into the cheesy horror section and you pick us up and you have a good night. They did all that very well, but the thing itself, like, they lied, they cheated.
Yeah.
And then they add insult to injury. There's an after credit scene.
Credit to you. Your show notes were the only reason I stayed through the credits, and it was not worth it.
No.
Yeah.
But I think the most important note in this is, Chris, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm glad. I thought you were mad at me when you made me watch this.
I on live now in front of hundreds of people. I humbly apologize for inflicting this on you. I had the best intentions.
No worries.
I was fooled, and I didn't. I feel like I'm gonna have to pre-check the movies now.
No, you're fine. Because I thought I was getting punked, so I'm just relieved that you were.
I wouldn't do this to my worst enemy. I wouldn't. If I hated somebody's guts, I wouldn't inflict this movie on them. Like, nobody deserves this.
Nope, Michael, you're right. That's the one unanswered question of the movie that we did not get.
And we'll never find out why the chicken crossed the road either. You know.
Oh yeah. This was not as educational.
They could have done something like that, like the chicken crossing the road. You know, like crossing the streams and Ghostbusters or something.
Yeah, there's so many like funny like little jokes you could do.
Tons of shit you could have done, and
yeah,
all I needed was about 3 costumes done well, not fucking raggedy not even sock, but stuffed animals that look as if they've been like thrown in the rubbish bin and like dragged through the shit or something. I was just
yeah. But at least maybe we saved one person at least in the audience from watching it. So
that's it. This is the public service announcement more than a review. It's like
this is our court ordered a community service.
Yeah.
We can now go back to prison.
Death Row would be better, wouldn't it? Oh man, there you go. So that was a thing. I need to do better.
You're fine. You're fine.
I've failed
The
as a
thing,
movie picker.
the good thing is like I don't think you could do worse. So I mean, the bar has been set low.
This
so
is
we're
a
good.
this is a low bar. This is like subterranean, just
Yeah.
into the foundations. Like if I find a worse movie, that would be an achievement.
I was gonna say the next movie you pick is guaranteed to be better. So it's
That would
no
be
pressure.
Clockwork Orange style. Yeah, if you wanna break someone and get information, just put this on loop.
Yeah.
There you go. That was it. Thanks for suffering through it with me.
You got it, pal.
Nice to be off my back. We're back to Resident Evil. So there you go. There's something that cheers up.
They've been good.
Yep.
They've been good. Yeah, I've been enjoying those. Yeah.
So yeah, back to fun times. There you go, folks. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Just need to say until next time, keep up to the channel, do the type of clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy. Keep it horrific.